Thank you, Froden. Changed up the casters a little bit. Here we got Crip, and we got a new face.
Hello.
Got the Kibler. Are you
here.
on a team?
BMK Gaming, my own team.
Wow. How about that? So coming up, we're going to have the Roger versus Phonetap match. What do you think about this, Fairbat?
I think it's going to be a really exciting match. Phonetap definitely has a lot to prove. He's been proving it lately, and maybe he can continue proving it. And Roger, looking to try and take his first championship. He has been second a lot. And he's been really working for it. He's been playing like every single open, trying to qualify, really thirsty for that first place. So I think he's going to perform really, really well. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite tournament players.
I think Phonetap played very well yesterday as well. I think his loss was mostly an unfortunate one. And at this stage in the tournament, being on the final day, there is no safety net. If you lose, you were gone. You were out the door. So hopefully the better player has merciful RNG.
Yeah, hopefully RNG doesn't decide it, and it's all skill, like every card game. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. I mean, I had a chance to catch some of both their matches yesterday, and they both played extremely well. So definitely looking forward to a good match between the two of them.
Do you have a side you'd pick?
I can't say I would definitely pick a side. I caught a little bit of Roger's interviews, and he definitely sounded like he had the right sort of mindset going in.
With more than just Hearthstone. In fact.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I was really impressed by his general perspective toward the game and just toward his approach to games in general.
Yeah. Very impressive stuff. Here we get to see the deck lists again. Of course, these players are running the same decks they have throughout the tournament in these last few days. Open up Warrior versus Druid. How about that? That is a decent spot for Druid, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's generally a spot that you want to be on the Druid side. Druid has the ability to both sort of come out quickly as well as win a long game with the card advantage from Ancient of Lore. Lots of big minions that the Warrior has to use their life total as a resource to kill, and then you're threatened to die from combo at any time.
Of course, it's not terrific because I believe it is a Grim Patron Warrior.
Yeah, it's the Patron Warrior.
But I feel Druid has a chance, and it's really these kind of hit and miss classes that if you get a decent spot, you're kind of happy with.
Yeah, I wouldn't be unhappy being the Druid here. So definitely.
I mean, Druid is a class that can really win any game. Having Wild Growth and having Innervate, you're able to present really threatening board states very quickly.
Yeah, and even if the Druid doesn't win here, Roger still has the hand lock.
Oh, and that's right.
Yeah,
there's at least one ooze in here. Did we ever reveal a double ooze?
I don't think we saw double ooze, but I believe we saw both ooze and Harrison.
Yes.
So he definitely has quite a bit of weapon hate, and that's a big deal against Patron Warrior. They're very reliant on Death Spite. In particular, to actually activate their patrons and their frothing berserkers.
Yeah. No Death Spites, half as many Grim Patrons. Is the way you got to look at it.
Yeah, especially against Druid, where if you don't get those early patrons and they don't have to try playing catch up the whole time, they can start hitting you in the face a lot quicker, and combo becomes a real threat.
Yeah.
This is really interesting. Did Phonetap actually just not mulligan any of the cards in his opening hand? Kept all three?
It's three good cards. They're great. Suck.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, those are definitely all very good cards, but I mean, typically, you usually expect a Druid to try and look for Wild Growth, to look for Innervate, because those are so central to their strategy. But here, he knows how good Acidic Swamp Ooze is, and he's willing to lean on that. And obviously, Shade is a card that can actually hide from those weapons before they can actually kill it. So.
And I don't know if you caught it yesterday, but Phonetap, I believe, had the most brutal mulligans I've seen in the tournament. I think I remember his Hunter drawing into double freeze trap the first game,
nice.
And like 5 drops in the second game.
That is not good.
No.
Yeah, it's going to give Roger some information, though, because he's going to see Phonetap not play Wild Growth, not play Innervate, and he's going to be thinking, what are those cards possibly? And Acidic Swamp Ooze has to be in the back of his mind.
Yeah, well, usually when you see that, it's either just some crazy opener, like you said, or I think sometimes people like to keep Innervate Emperor. So now the information is clear.
Yeah. On turn 4, when your play is just swipe your Gnomish Inventor, not really a particularly strong play. You know that something's up.
Yeah.
And here, Phonetap's draws haven't been great. I mean, he's seen swipe, 7 drops, 7 drops. So he doesn't really have the ability to put much pressure on right now.
Yeah. He had the option to attack, but I feel that because he used the swipe, the attack option is gone now. I think if you wanted to attack, you would probably just attack into that and required some kind of removal anyway.
Well, I mean, particularly with a Swamp Ooze in your hand, attacking with your Shade when it's in range of a weapon just doesn't feel very good. You just leave your opponent with the ability to just play a weapon and hit it and get value out of their weapon, whereas here, I mean, he has to use the Death Fight and just go to his face. He'd way rather have the ooze in play, or the shade in play, and get to ooze this now, rather than have his shade be dead.
And this is a huge deal, because I believe next turn that Grim Patron is coming down.
Oh, this is big swing.
It might still come down.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't. If you look at Roger's hand, he doesn't really have a ton to do. I mean, he can patron inner rage, which does give him a huge board. But like, that would be so much more powerful if there's still a Death Bite in play.
Yeah. So it might be a Loot Hoarder Battle Rage sort of turn, since you already have the second Battle Rage. But nothing looks really that appealing anymore.
I do like that. I do like the Loot Hoarder Battle Rage. Every mana crystal is very important towards just performing out a bigger combo. And I feel the combo with just 2 inner rage is not good enough.
Yeah, it's especially with the 2 minions on board. Each of those kill a patron by themselves.
Yeah, he doesn't really end up with anything meaningful on board if that's what he ends up doing. So yeah, it looks like he agrees and is going for a longer term plan.
Would you consider inner raging down the ooze just to slow down the game? Or is that just too big of a combo piece?
I think that when you're in this position, you're really looking to try and have a very explosive play at some point, and I don't think you can really afford to use your combo pieces to just deal with opposing minions. He does have, that Loot Hoarder, which it's going to die if it does die to his opponent's hero power. Can't contest the ooze, but he could maybe play Armor Smith. That's something that can threaten the ooze and would have to take some sort of removal. I think that you need to hold on to Inner Rage to do something bigger.
Yeah,
I think if he plays Loot Hoarder, it's going to get silenced and hero powered.
It could. I mean, I don't know how valuable the Keeper is for him here, other than taking out a one of the patrons that's been damaged, or silencing a Frothing Berserker that didn't happen to kill him the turn it came into play.
Yeah.
Well, outside of that, like
the Lotheb push, I like a lot.
Yeah, I like Lotheb here.
You Lotheb right into Dr. Boom. That's just so much pressure. It makes it so hard for them to react.
And so, because Roger does not have that Death Spite in play, he doesn't have the ability to actually create a big Grim Patron board without playing spells. So, those Inner Rages normally cost 0. They cost a lot more the turn after you play a Lotheb.
Yeah, if he does do Lotheb, do you think he has to trade into Loot Hoarder or just face?
I think you just want to you want to push for damage here. You need to end the game before the Grim Patron Warrior is able to assemble basically everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if Roger just played, for instance...
It's a 6-man execute, isn't it?
Yeah. not very efficient.
Efficient enough.
Yeah, it's his best play. Like, like we were saying, he needs to be able to try and set up something big. He's under a lot of pressure, and just a turn where he passes with a couple of guys against a couple of creatures on his opponent's board, it's just not going to do it.
Yeah. Though here he does have a reasonably easy cleanup, doesn't he? Oh no, he doesn't have the execute. Yeah, he doesn't have the execute anymore.
Yeah, Roger's under a lot of trouble here.
Is it time to YOLO Patron?
Yeah, you just Patron and then Inner Rage a bunch and then Whirlwind and Hope.
Hope for the best.
I think that's really your only play here. I mean, you are already, there's 14 damage in play. You're at 12. 2 of those are boom bots. Like, I don't even know if you survive even if you do that.
Yeah.
I actually think that with the swipe in Roger's hand, it's possible that in Phonetap's hand, it's possible Roger's just dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
it seems very likely.
It's quite certain
he
that
may just
dead.
have to play. Well, he can potentially play he could play, say, the Death Spite into the pirate as a taunt, and then Whirlwind or something, or rather Whirlwind then do that, which leaves him in a position where he's not just dead to basically everything.
Okay.
Yeah, but how do you win the game with this line?
I'm not saying you win. I'm just saying whether or not you're dead right now.
Yeah, you're just surviving another turn. I don't know.
And it just still doesn't guarantee the win.
Being able to win the game here is pretty ambitious. Oh, and the pirate goes down.
Okay, you're dead.
That's going to be the game right there. So, Boombots do as Boombots do, and take out everything they need to and close up the game here.
Imagine if he didn't have that Acidic Swamp boost, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There would have been so many patrons.
Yeah,
the game
to the
is
point where
totally
they couldn't be handled.
Yeah. The Patron Warrior would have just ran away with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So on one end here, the Warrior didn't win. Not a big deal that it didn't win. It is going to win sometime. But the Druid sneaking in that victory is very nice. Druid can win against anything, but it really hasn't proved to be consistent.
It's not the most consistent deck.
But as we were just saying, Phonetap definitely took that win on the back of Swamp Ooze.
Yeah.
His decision to fight against the Warriors, specifically with that tech card, paid off here big time.
Yeah, and Harrison wouldn't have really done the same job.
It would have been,
It would have been too late.
Yeah,
That's the Ooze versus Harrison. Ooze can come down and take out the Death Bite before the patron turn, whereas Harrison has to wait until 5. So there's a big difference between those two as far as they interact with that combo.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, a lot of things went Phonetap's way there.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you think about the other matchup possibilities we have left here?
Well, going off memory, I think Roger has a Warlock.
Handlock,
and what's the other one?
Druid.
Is it?
It might be.
We'll figure it out in a second.
Phonetap, I believe, has Shaman and Hunter, which is interesting because he's actually, as far as I can tell, the only person who has neither Warrior or Warlock in their lineup that I've actually seen in the matches. I haven't gone through and looked at all the lists,
Warlock
but
has been
those are
extremely
the
popular.
two decks that have been the most popular by a lot.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
And Phonetap actually has neither of them, which is really interesting to me.
It's also interesting he has Shaman. Other players have not done so well with Shaman.
Yeah.
But Phonetap did okay. He was the one to win with Shaman.
He did.
I don't think any other player was able to do that.
He had it was against the handlock that put his opponent to 2 on like turn 5 or something, and then was just sweating trying a burn spell for several turns.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But it looks like he is choosing to go with his Hunter here against the Grim Patron Warrior. Obviously didn't know that it was going to be Warrior, but there's a good expectation that's going to be the case.
Yeah, we talked about this on the previous day that these two decks are pretty even, as it seems. But I actually did a bit of research last night, and it seems that most people prefer the Hunter in this situation. Why is that? Do you know?
Because you can usually get in enough damage, I guess, to kill them before they can get off their combos. Just the amount of pressure is very good against Patron Warrior, making them break up their combo pieces to clear.
I mean, if you compare, I know that Face Hunter, for instance, was really bad against Grim Patron Warrior because you just get demolished by like Whirlwind. But when you're playing mid-range, a lot of the removal effects that the Grim Patron Warrior has access to aren't as good, against things like Animal Companion. And here we see Houndmaster, double Animal Companion Houndmaster. That's a lot of things that are going to take a lot of life if you're using weapons to kill them.
It's a lot of RNG.
Yeah.
He has 2 copies of Summon Huffer in his hand, and we'll see if they work.
Would you prefer a Huffer over a Misha?
I mean, you're probably actually right. In this matchup, you want a Misha. In this matchup, Misha, I definitely think is better.
Well, it depends if they have a Death Bite or not.
Right.
Like, here Huffer is a disaster.
Yeah.
No, have a Huffer. You'd be very sad to Huffer here. I actually think, I was going to say, I think it's actually correct for him not to coin it and just play that because of the possibility of Huffer against that Loot Hoarder. You really don't want to run that risk.
Wow, looking good here with these draws.
Houndmaster.
I mean, we have Roger had an okay hand, but he went turn 2 Loot Hoarder draw into turn 3 Acolyte draw.
Yeah.
Just from the deck to play. Direct.
Pretty good.
You just don't even bother putting it in your hand, just pick it off the top.
Yeah.
Theoretically speaking, you can't actually do that. It's a digital card. So here we have the Houndmaster, and this is a big deal.
It denies the draws.
Yeah, the Acolyte normally is extremely powerful against Haunted Creeper, but Houndmaster, and this is again sort of not necessarily a traditional choice on Phonetap's part. Lots of decks will have something like Piloted Shredder in that place, and Houndmaster here giving him a lot of resilience against the.
It's not just resilience. Whenever a deck has like such an insane amount of card draw, when you like stop it at the start, it doesn't get to the point where it's out of control.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing about Patron Warrior is it's not just a combo deck. It's it has all this removal and things like that. They can try and stall to that point. And one of the great things about for instance, the Warrior Hero Power in the deck is the Warrior Hero Power of Armor Up just buys you time to get to that point.
And here we see some of the combo pieces just vanish.
Yep.
I mean, you're going to have Emperor on 6, which is basically the dream after playing a bunch of card draw, but then you have nothing.
Right, yeah. Emperor is not that impressive against against your opponent when you just really don't have that much in play. And that Battle Rage, he hasn't been able to keep any minions in play. I think that one of the best ways...
Other Battle Rage.
Yeah.
But the Emperor might be able to proc twice hiding behind this Belcher, which would be pretty huge still.
That is, yeah.
0 mana Battle Rage is not bad.
Is there any way this can actually be handled with the current hand?
Not really. I mean, it looks like Phonetap, he can take out the front half of the Belcher and maybe just play high main here. He doesn't really...
Yeah, I think that's it.
Nothing's exciting here. None of his options actually take out Emperor. He can't get really any damage through. Savannah High Main, is going to present a really big threat in the board, but he is running the risk of Emperor activating twice and his opponent, if he's able to find it, sort of blowing up.
Well, he is running some options through his head. What is the best non-high main play here? Is it going to be... can't be Freeze Trap. It has to be like Mad Scientist into Animal Companion, something like that.
I can't imagine wanting to play Freeze Trap here. I mean, he could theoretically want to attack like quick shot the ooze and then play freezing trap, so Emperor is stranded. But that seems
kinda
pretty
weird.
weak to me.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
I'm not saying it's a good play. I'm just saying these are things your mana can do.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely. It seems to me like you know you're getting the best use of your turn by just slamming that high
Yep.
mana.
Yeah,
that's
and
he
that's what he
agrees.
chooses to do. And then now, no longer under Lothab. Ooh, yeah, it doesn't really do anything just yet.
Yeah.
And right now there's actually nothing that Roger can attack into to activate his battle rages. He's gonna have to use.
Yeah, and then he can trade the slime into Lothab.
Ooh,
A little late.
not quite on time.
Yeah, too many of them.
All right.
Well, this is good when the high main dies, though. He's going to be able to charge off those 2/2s and generate more patrons.
And now he has Patron plus War Song.
I think you taunt to try to get another tick.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think
This
I think
one
that's
is a
totally
bit more
reasonable.
optimistic, though.
It is. It is pretty.
Well, you could have
optimistic.
executed, and then it would have been a little more likely. But just getting another proc, pretty good.
But now he has the Emperor trigger on multiple combo pieces, which is really what you're looking for. You're looking to get the Emperor
Yeah.
trigger on as many parts of your War Song.
Yeah, it was pretty irrelevant up to this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this turn's proc was huge, and now I think we're gonna see Phonetap likely take out that pirate and get the Emperor off the board.
Well, actually, I could see going face would be invincible.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
put the
okay,
pressure
no,
on.
you're yeah, absolutely. Like now we're sort of at the point where the life total is such that
Yeah, I think-
losing your high man, no, that's totally
Yeah,
right.
if you trade, like, you make yourself much more vulnerable.
That play was made pretty quickly. What if that was a Leok?
If it's a Leok.
Because some Patron Warriors run BGH,
It'd be kind of scary.
and then Leok just dies.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is actually pretty scary too. You know, we have the sort of combo going through, executing this. Oh,
No, you have to
You have to-
execute the other one.
yeah.
You have to
Oh yeah,
execute
yeah.
the
Well,
high man.
you execute the high man, and then you can actually attack your. Oh well, no, he actually.
You have to trade the Emperor. There's
Yeah,
the
he's got to
freezing
take the
trap.
Emperor away.
Yeah.
Does he?
I think.
You can clear the whole board here.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have to trade the Emperor away.
You can freezing trap the Emperor.
Oh, yes. You
You freezing trap the Emperor, yeah.
I think at this point you'd rather freezing trap the Grim Patron as he's choosing.
Yeah, because
choosing
you're out
here
of cards.
Yeah, your Emperor doesn't really do that much anymore.
Sure. But you already have a patron in hand, was the only thing.
Yeah, that's true. You do the second Patron. And now we're clearing all of this, and this is the kind of going nuts with.
Guys are getting in there.
Yeah. That whirlwind was huge. It sort of enabled that entire turn.
I mean, Emperor enabled his entire
Yeah, yeah,
getting
originally.
he got the cost reduction on the execute. He got the cost reduction on both pieces of combo, and then he was able to actually do all of this in whirlwind at once.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's-
Play everything and hope plan.
I mean,
No,
this is a bunch of 1 and 2 power minions are not really what you want to have him play against
Yeah.
a War Song.
What
Grim
beast
Patron.
can you get to turn
King-
this game around?
King Crush?
Is it? It's not enough, I don't think.
I mean, you're gonna lose your entire board here, right?
What about 2 King Crushes?
Still not enough.
Wow.
It has to be like some Tundra Rhino shenanigans, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, is he just dead?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's just dead. Wow, we don't even get to see the beasts.
Oh, that's right. Just a bunch of chargers.
Boo!
Yeah.
We didn't even get to see what would come out. What's in the box? What's in the box?
Yeah, that's pretty anticlimactic.
So that's like the first time I've seen Group Patron win by just dinky minions going face.
I mean, there's a lot of them. And they're not that dinky. They do have 3 power.
Yeah. Well, most of those are cool, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grim Patron being Grim Patron, I mean, it seemed pretty hopeless, but all of a sudden it happened.
I mean, that was the
Yeah.
the Emperor into explosive combo turn, and it was just not enough in the tank for Phonetap to turn that around.
Now, do you think the trade into the Emperor would have made much of a difference?
I mean, it would have potentially slowed down the incoming damage a bit, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, trying to recreate the board state in my head here.
Yeah, it's a little bit complicated.
Right, because I mean,
It's complicated when it actually happens.
exactly.
You
And
know,
then
we
when you
have to
have
go
to,
off memory.
it's like, okay, I'm trying to
Well, he would have been able to charge in the 3/3s still, and then just proc off of the 2/2s. He just wouldn't get the second proc off Emperor. Emperor would be gone. There'd still be just a giant board of patrons that couldn't be dealt
Well,
with.
without the proc, was that even possible? Because the reason it was possible is because they cost less,
Well,
and
then
he
He
could
actually
whirlwind.
just doesn't need to use he doesn't even need to use the execute because it wasn't
Yeah,
another
it's not
trigger
another proc.
of right.
It's
it wasn't
just a
another trigger
5/5 on board that
Okay,
turn.
okay.
So, yeah.
Hmm.
So I don't think it changes things at all. I think it
Yeah, it
actually just
wouldn't
means he gets to use the execute in the other thing, And actually, if anything, he probably takes more damage.
Yeah, so I think it was correct to go face for sure.
No, I agree.
All right. Well, the series is tied up 1-1. Now, I kind of like Phonetap's position just on the basis that Roger no longer has Grim Patron Warrior and Phonetap no longer has Druid. And I think most people playing Hearthstone would agree that one of those decks is generally better.
Yeah, I definitely think Phonetap is at a advantageous position in the series currently.
So, I mean, right now we have the Shaman of Phonetap going up against the Warlock of Roger.
Yeah.
And this is handlock for Roger, correct?
Yeah, and Mech Shaman for Phonetap.
So yeah,
it could be quick.
That's bad.
it is definitely a situation where you have one deck that is looking to use its life total as a resource, and one deck that is trying to make that life total go down as fast as possible.
Yeah, this is definitely the matchup you're looking for with Mech Shaman
absolutely.
out of the lineup.
Is it? I mean, the other one was Druid. Doesn't Druid
that's not
get
bad
totally
either.
wrecked anyway?
They're both really good for Mech Shaman. And when you think about it, yeah.
And I mean,
Which one's actually worse? I feel like Druid's worse.
Well, Druid has like Innervate and can do some crazy things. And
Yeah, but if you don't do crazy things, you just get rolled.
yeah, the handlock just sort of gets rolled.
I mean, you're even. I guess it depends on the exact contents of the Mech Shaman deck too. Like if he's playing Hex, how many?
Yeah,
he's
and how
playing
many Earth
Shock,
shots.
how many?
Yeah.
Those make a big difference against both decks.
I know
really.
one of the Mech Shamans actually ran the double Earth Shock, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if it was this one.
No,
I don't
that was
think it
Cabby.
was. Yeah, it was Cabby's.
Yeah. Power Mace Whirling's Appomatic, pretty good start.
Why is there no X over the BGH?
He's just thinking like minion to play.
Maybe.
Really? It's that important?
I don't know. I think I would mulligan more aggressively for Dark Bomb, personally.
Yeah, the big game hunter keep here is a little unusual to me.
Well,
he
he got
gets
the
a
Dark
Dark
Bomb.
Bomb anyway.
There you go.
Maybe he thinks that there's going to be a mech that's getting really big from Power.
The 8/8.
Oh yeah,
Fell
yeah, there's Fell
Reaver.
Reavers.
Fell
Yeah,
Reaver.
okay.
Of course.
You definitely yeah. The
wanna kill that.
double Fell Reaver in the
Yeah,
deck.
you want to kill that?
Big game
Yeah.
hunter keep makes more
Okay.
sense.
It hits you for
He knows more than we do here.
Yeah.
Clearly.
It's just such an unusual matchup because you don't see it very often.
Is the double Fell Reaver basically auto include?
No.
I think one is more common even, no?
Yeah, people started playing around with the new Shaman card. Can't remember the name of it.
Fireguard Destroyer.
Yeah,
Fireguard
Fireguard
Destroyer,
Destroyer
yes.
in the slot of the Fell Reaver.
I'm a little curious about the Power Mace keep on Phonetap's part. What do you think about that? It seems like
I
it's
think
really good.
it's just like a win more type of hand. Like I got the Wind Fury, I got the guy that buffs the Wind Fury
Yeah.
and takes care of the garbage displayed. And in a very optimistic sense,
I suppose
you win the game immediately.
Worst case scenario, you do get, you just get hit on it like it's happening here. Even if you don't buff something right away, you're getting a most likely to have something on the next turn after you just crunch them in the face.
I like
That's what you're
the
looking to do
Yeti.
is crunch them in the face.
Yeah, you get the Boulder Fist Ogre.
No,
Ooh.
I feel like the Shredder is just more vulnerable to silence, and that might be one of the answers coming down.
Yeah, definitely. So I would like to see the Yeti come down and get buffed.
I mean, if you're in Phonetap's spot, I mean, I think that's what you're just trying to trying to play around.
not.
Is
Yeah, he's playing around silence this way because
Yeah,
now he
this
can
way.
buff it next turn.
That one though, that's a bigger creature.
it is a bit bigger, and then the Cogmaster not quite on time.
Ooh,
So he's not going to swing again?
yeah, I thought he'd
Interesting.
swing.
But yeah,
Oh,
I don't.
He's going to take a 1 and 3 for the damage. Just test his RNG a little bit.
I mean, yeah, he
no.
looks,
He's
no, he
not
doesn't
swing.
want to go for the damage here.
Interesting.
I don't know if that was intentional because he thought about attacking after.
Yeah.
It feels like one of those plays that you make before you fully think through.
Yeah, it looked like Phonetap kind of went through that pretty quickly. He's like, okay, I can play Mech Warper and this, and then oh wait,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we see Belcher probably come down.
Well, no, I mean, what might happen is if there was no taunt coming from the Warlock side, he may have traded the 4/3 into the Giant and then buffed the 2/3. I guess.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, but then you
don't
do
really.
then you do the 2/3 and the Yeti. No, I just like buffing the Yeti immediately.
Yeah, I just hit him in the face. But it's going to work out nicely here to be able to get through the Belcher.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. The other way, you end up basically giving your opponent the ability to just trade into your biggest minion guaranteed. And now, he's able to attack into the attack into this.
Actually, no, I think
Yeah,
I
this
think
worked
you
out
taunt
better.
spare part the Giant.
And try and kill. Why do you want to trade
Oh.
your Mech Shaman?
Yeah, I don't think your goal here is.
Okay.
Like, if I'm in Phonetap's spot, my goal here is to just try and just make that Giant not killing my stuff rather than trying to trade into it.
Yeah, just
Okay,
kill
I
the
understand.
face.
What
yeah.
about just playing a Neutron first, though? So maybe it buffs that.
I think you'd rather get the damage in on your attacker this turn right away.
Yeah,
Shadowflame.
Ooh,
Shadow Flame is pretty good.
that is a powerful card. And he actually doesn't even need to Shadow Flame the Giant.
Even when he
If
does,
he wanted to, he could play Sudden Fury into Shadow
Yeah, he could
Flame.
taunt
oh
it.
wow, that's way better. Yeah. If he had to Shadow Flame the Giant, I was gonna say Dr. Boom comes down next turn, so it's not that bad for Phonetap. But this is horrible for Phonetap.
Yeah, he actually gets to keep the Giant in play as well.
Do you Shadow Flame first? Maybe you get like a Frostwolf Grunt you'd rather slay.
I guess that's a possibility.
Okay, he's using the coin.
I
I like
So
that.
he really wants to kill everything.
Yeah, and this
And
means
he can't.
And he can't.
So here-
he tried so hard.
well, but by not having to attack, by not attacking, using the Mortal
Gets the
Coil and
face
not
damage.
attacking,
Yeah.
not only does he get the face damage, but he also keeps the 1 health on the Giant, which means that there's very, very few 4-power minions that can actually come out of his Shredder. There's a number of 3-power, so now it was very unlikely that there was anything that could actually contest his Giant coming
Yeah,
down.
that was very well done.
So it seems like it's a game where it's a typical Mech Shaman versus Handlock, where the Handlock rushes down the Mech Shaman.
Happens every time.
Every time.
I mean, the Gul'dan isn't. They're both orcs. They're both SM orcs. Gul'dan and Thrall, but
Always
in
always
this
happens.
case-
Like BGH Dr. Boom never survives the first bomb.
Yeah. So it looks like we're gonna see Rag come down, and then
ooh,
Not bad. That
right,
could have been worse.
he's got the Siphon Soul to respond to this though. So this Rag really needs to go face because he really values that 8 face damage.
Yeah, it does.
and there's
And
8.
it goes face.
I mean, at the same time, though, Phonetap's hand is not good for finishing his opponent off. He has a Cogmaster and a Mech Warper. Those are great early plays. Those are not great plays on turn 9. We're getting to the point in
Face
the game.
damage.
Yep, and here comes.
Oh,
no.
I like the face.
Yeah,
I mean, he has what with a Dark Bomb. Yeah, with the Dark Bomb in his hand, I definitely think that going face seems great here. He's threatening to kill his opponent in 2 attacks. There we go.
He's got lethal next turn.
Because I mean, there's his opponent has 2 damage. He's changing it to 1 damage. That doesn't really do all that much. But here we actually see a Rusty Horn, which can perhaps protect him.
He's gonna need to use it.
If he doesn't Rusty Horn, he is dead. And there it is.
That's a good target.
Yeah,
It is. Yeah.
definitely.
Wah, wah, wah.
Well, I think you have a lot of tap options for lethal here.
Well, at the same time,
You either need lethal or a taunt.
you're kind of scared of tapping here. You're at 13. You're only able to guaranteed take 3 off the board. Your opponent has 5, 6.
Yeah, but your opponent has no hand. Like,
Yeah, you could just trade.
Okay,
for
with the
the
Dark
board.
Bomb, yeah.
Yeah.
Here,
what do you lose to here?
well, that's what I'm saying. I think if you use the Dark Bomb rather than tap here, you're taking enough damage.
Oh.
Ooh, is this?
It's
No.
only 10.
He does not do 10 damage. We need another one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. That could happen. It's possible.
No.
No, not even close.
Ooh. Bargain basement prices on that crackle.
And now it's over.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
There's 13 damage.
Well, it's actually over with
Yeah.
the
He
Whirling
might,
Blade.
he might as well have 30.
Yeah, the Whirling Blade actually ends the game right here.
Oh, yes, of course.
And there we have it.
All right, Roger coming back from a first loss, puts up 2 wins on the board consecutively.
And that was a matchup that we thought was going to be tough for him. We thought that getting his hand lock through the Shaman was going to be difficult. And now Roger has Druid remaining to take down the Hunter and Shaman of Phonetap.
I'd still
Yeah, it's-
prefer to be Phonetap in that
Really?
situation. Yeah.
I think it's close to even, but I think just winning 2 games is just harder.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, win two.
either of those matches, I'm happier to be on Phonetap's side, but having to go through both of them, I think I'd rather be in Roger's seat right now.
Yeah, just because Druid can get the crazy starts and handle it.
Also,
Yeah,
just
I
Or
can
it
see
can
that.
not and
Yeah,
lose
I-
twice.
I think there's a strong possibility either way. It's still pretty up in the air.
You don't have
This
much
is-
faith in Druid, do you?
I don't like Druid.
What do you have against nature, man?
There's nothing against nature. It's just I never draw Wild Growth or Innervate, and I lose to Hunter every time. So
What else do you lose to?
everything else.
It worked pretty well for you at BlizzCon.
Yeah,
you
BlizzCon,
drew a bunch of
yeah,
wild
yeah.
growths there,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't be too sad.
I drew it when it counted. Maybe I should try Druid again.
No, maybe you should just save it for this one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, save your. You just keep the wild growth in your back pocket.
I just keep
until,
telling everybody,
Tuck
Druid's
Token.
bad, Druid's bad, Druid's bad. Then at BlizzCon, say
Surprise. Yeah.
Druid. Yeah.
You somehow
Well,
play free
it
Druid
is.
decks.
It is of course Druid. Phonetap does go with the Hunter, I believe that was.
Yep.
Doesn't really matter. He's got to win with both. Both are pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying before, I think I'd rather be on Phonetap's side for either individual one of these matchups. I think in particular with the double Houndmaster Druid, the Druid isn't really great at dealing with big minions early.
Or freeze traps.
Yeah, or
freezing
freeze trap
traps.
as well. That's true.
Yeah.
And the ability to just put down a hunted creeper and have that be a real threat. your opponent can't just kill it right away. There's not that many ways that Druid, they don't have cheap minions to just contest it immediately. Their way to deal with it are things like Wrath.
Yeah.
I don't know does Roger have Zombie Chow in his deck? I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen any Zombie Chows from Roger.
And it looks like he mulligans the entire hand.
Right.
Siri's definitely digging.
Excellent hand from the Hunter.
Yeah, and here we see...
Less than excellent from the Druid.
Yeah, that is not an exciting hand for Roger.
Oh, it got much less exciting, too.
Oh, so what do you have against nature again?
This.
And,
This is interesting. Do you go... I think the Juggler pushes for a lot more damage.
It's definitely a lot more threatening.
You do a lot more damage, and I mean the only card that Roger can really have to contest it immediately would be a Wrath. I mean he could have Innervate into Keeper.
Yeah. Well, Innervate just opens up a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Innervate into Keeper, though, on a Juggler is usually game over at that.
Yeah, but it's not going to Innervate to Keeper on your Haunted Creeper. Not nearly as big of a
it
swing,
doesn't
but
end the game. Yeah. But it's looking pretty good for the Hunter.
oh yeah, I would previously saying I would love to be in Phonetap seat. And now if you could just get up and I just sit down right here, I'd be thrilled.
Oh, we just got a Misha too.
Ooh, and yeah, Misha's the best option from here, I think. The like we were saying, the
best
big
option
minions
with the current board.
oh, exactly, yeah. And then
That seems like the best play to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess his thought is that he needs to be able to contest the Misha as well, and that maybe that gives him his best bet.
Yeah.
But here, I mean, he also does know that if he's been watching the matches, that Phonetap plays 2 copies of Huntmaster.
Yeah.
Or Houndmaster rather, and it's really scary for him to get Houndmaster here.
Yeah. Misha just got an upgrade.
Yeah. And we are seeing a lot of damage.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's just dead.
Yeah, he is at basically 0 health. The number says 12, but it's actually wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. This is even faster than like Mech Shaman games.
Yeah. I mean, Hunter's doing as Hunter does.
Yeah, the coin Juggler is such a risky play, but it's a high risk, high reward play. And this is the reward version.
Yeah.
I mean, that Juggler alone has done, what, like 11 damage to face or something? It's attacked 3 times, hit twice, triggers.
Yeah. So much damage.
And I mean, he could...
Kobold Geomancer off the Shredder. And he might be back in this.
Ooh, no healing, unfortunately.
It's actually happened.
Really? Yeah, that's pretty funny. So here, he's trying to get back on this board, but that Knife Juggler is still here, and that...
There's another Houndmaster could come down.
Yeah, I mean, that's... I think just... Yeah, Houndmaster that guy up just a face.
Yeah, all to the face.
SM Orc approves.
Yep.
Knife Juggler agrees.
Is it going to be again?
Oh,
Yep.
Wow. That is a sharp shooting juggler. He is...
Yeah.
Put an apple on my head
That's at
anytime.
16.
Yeah, seriously.
More than
Roger
half
is
his
at
health.
4. He's at 4. It's turn 6.
Yeah, he can use those Force of Natures he drew at the beginning.
Yeah, now you're right. You're well on your way.
The best thing is he's going to kill the Haunted Creeper, and he's going to take 2 more to face.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have to wrap the...
Oh, he can't swipe himself in the face. I love how he did that completely emotionlessly too.
Yeah.
Man, Swipe is such a terrible BM card. We have some Blizz devs in the studio here. Maybe they can get that fixed. You should be able to swipe your own stuff.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh,
That's weird.
Juggler
There we
finally
go.
missed. Finally missed.
Yeah. He failed to lethal himself.
He failed to lethal himself.
Now there's some options Hunter has here.
I think... Ooh, the Tall Strider. I think that's going to be the game-deciding
No
card.
Huffer. What a letdown. You can see Phonetap is totally disappointed.
Yeah, that game went horrible.
That
Maybe
was-
he didn't get it finished with Huffer.
Yeah, so we are back to a quick 2-2 in this series. Phonetap coming back.
Phonetap doesn't get any breaks. It's 5 games long every single opponent.
He has been no easy matches. No easy matches so far. And I mean, this is certainly a tough one. Roger's definitely a formidable opponent.
Absolutely.
And we are coming down to what is it, Shaman versus the Druid.
The Shaman versus the Druid. Both strong decks, but somewhat inconsistent.
Yeah, both really inconsistent, especially Mech Shaman. That deck is all over the place.
You really think Mech Shaman's more inconsistent than Druid?
Yeah, probably the only deck.
I think
The only deck
really.
that's more
I mean,
inconsistent.
I think that Druid has more polarized draws, but Mech Shaman, I mean, it just has a bunch of cheap minions that it plays and attacks your face with.
Yeah, or sometimes you just get lava bursts and crackles and Dr. Boom and fire elementals.
And sometimes Drew
And
just
then
gets
another
a fistful of force of nature.
Yeah. I don't know. It's really all over the place with Mech Shaman. And
You've played a lot of it too, haven't you?
yeah, I played in many tournaments. And Mech Shaman, you really need that early game damage. Druid, you don't really need it as much in some matchups.
Well, Druid is definitely less reliant on having the specifically explosive start.
Yeah.
That's definitely true. Mech Shaman really needs to get in the early minion damage for cards like Lava Burst, like Crackle, to be able to actually decide those games.
Yeah, like all of their burn spells are useless if you're not already ahead.
Yeah, you really don't want to be crackling minions or lava bursting minions, like especially in the middle turns of the game.
Yeah. Those are games
YOLO
you know you're...
Crackle on Dr. Boom, anyone?
Yeah,
Let's go.
It's not the greatest.
Yeah, there are definitely quite a few YOLO plays in Shaman decks.
Yeah.
Whether they're Crackle or whether they're going for Stoneclaw Totem. But for Mech Shaman, it's usually, what can I do your face? Let me see.
Looks like a quick prayer there.
Ooh, and speaking of hands that are not...
You keep Felreaver, don't you?
No,
I don't think so.
Never. You need to get the explosive start. You have to get some chip damage.
You have to draw into it.
And that is we have a Cogmaster, but
That's
a little
terrible
top
hand.
end.
It's
we're
good
looking
enough.
For. Ooh.
Oh,
That's not good.
Yeah.
And the Druid does have the good hand.
The Druid
Yeah,
has
there's-
a great hand.
That is a very powerful hand. He even has the Harrison Jones that can threaten to
Now he has
take out
cards.
Doomhammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen Doomhammer be a very integral part of.
Ooh, top
that was a
deck.
good draw. That was a good draw.
That was the best
And
draw.
if we look at Roger's hand, there's no Keeper, there's no Wrath. He has no way to get Wii off the board. He has to innervate into
He's going to take 6 damage from it. That's going to be huge.
Yep, this is a lot of damage, and I mean, if we actually see a
Annoyatron.
oh, well, this is the prey for Stoneclaw.
Yeah. If you get
Stoneclaw
Taunt Totem-
represents so much damage here.
Oh my god.
Wow!
that forces him to
huge.
Savage Roar.
It does, yeah. Roger has that wild growth, but he has no window to use it. He's going to have to Savage Roar to take out that Stoneclaw, or he's just taking so much damage.
Wow.
Yep,
Do
Savage
you
Roar.
actually consider the opposite, keeping your creature alive?
I
I kind of like that too, because
yeah,
there's no
that's-
mech in play.
Yeah, that's reasonable, but you do take 3 more face damage, and this is a matchup where the damage to your face is really important.
Wow.
Oh, and that was a perfect draw.
And the prayer worked.
It really did. It really did. Ooh,
Oh, that's not good.
Sometimes you can over Wild Growth.
yeah,
This is one of those cases for sure. You definitely want to be trying to contest the board here.
yeah, and this was a really bad minion for him to get off Shredder as well. It's a 1 health minion, can't even.
I feel
contest
like
the
you have
board.
to hero power that down.
Yeah, he is.
It's going to hit you at least another time if
This
you don't.
is a really rough spot for Roger.
Yeah, and the wild growth doesn't really do anything because you can coin a 7-drop anyway.
And I mean, Roger doesn't even have a taunt minion in his hand. He doesn't have any way to actually stop this incoming.
I mean, if
damage.
he did have
even
a
if he did,
taunt,
yeah, there's-
it would
there's-
not be good.
Yeah, this is. I don't
He
even
needs
know
removal.
what Roger needs to have to happen here. He needs Doomsayer to come out of that Shredder. Like Wrath.
Yeah, that looks good.
I
Looks good to me.
really think that's like his best hope here. Oh no, he's gonna heal himself. Okay,
That is good enough by 1 point. I
it is
believe.
gonna keep him alive right now.
Unless there's a spell damage totem.
yeah.
I mean, I don't even know that he needs the lava burst.
I
here.
think
He
you
just
just
I think I like
Fire
go
Elemental
face. Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
you just do so much damage, and with the lava burst waiting in your hand.
Yeah.
I mean, you
That's the
can't
work approved right
heal
here,
your way
stamp
out of this,
approval.
so the Druid has to play a taunt to stay alive, and if he does, you win with Earth
Lava
Shock.
burst, yeah.
And ooh, are we going for?
Spare part taunt. That's going to be it.
Yeah, there's no way out here.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's 1 0 attack minion.
Oh, and and there we have it. Wow.
And that's it for Roger.
And the
Bad
Mech
start
Shaman.
into a great comeback
Yeah.
into completely crushed.
Yeah. Mech Shaman can do that. The
Oh,
Mech Shaman
absolutely.
gets a good draw. It beats
Yeah.
Druid's good draw.
And I mean, we saw that game. His opening hand, the opening hand for Phonetap. The Cogmaster, great start. Then the Wii off the top was really what really turned that game.
And the
And the
taunt
Shredder.
totem.
Oh yeah, that
And
that
the Shredder was huge,
the
too.
Stoneclaw was.
Okay, there were a lot of things.
There's a
Well,
lot of
he,
things
he
just
had
fell
he,
into
he already
place.
had the Yeti in his hand. He didn't need the
Yeah.
Shredder.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Shredder was the better play.
Yeah.
But the draw of the Zap-O-Matic and then rolling the Stoneclaw just was so much damage that put Roger under way too much pressure.
Yeah, Roger had what most people would consider a good Druid hand, where you wild growth and then out-tempo your opponent. But if you start from behind, Wild Growthing just puts you further behind in a lot of situations.
You can't cast Wild Growth in turn 2 when you're facing 9 damage.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he was just facing so much damage
Exactly.
that he could try and get ahead in future turns, but he needed to play right now.
Yeah, he needed some way to kill Whirling Zap-O-Matic, and he didn't have it, and that was
Right.
basically just the game right there.
If that Shredder in his hand that he had innovated out had just been Keeper of the Grove, that's a completely different game.
And it really highlights, why that is a bad matchup.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
You just have no time to do what you need to do.
Yeah, the Druid deck is powerful in that it is capable of generating a big board presence right away, but it's not really great at defending itself immediately. That's one of the reasons that it can struggle against Zoo,
Yeah.
struggles against Hunter sometimes. And I mean, we saw exactly that happen in both of those last 2 games, where Phonetap was able to come out really quickly and was able to put a lot of pressure, and Roger just couldn't keep up.
Well, that's how it is. Phonetap advances. Huge win for him. Roger is certainly no easy opponent.
Oh, not at all.
Nope. Roger looks like he's not going to win this one, though, but Phonetap still has a chance, and we're going to get a word for him with Frodan here in a second.
All right, I'm joined by the other dark horse in the top half of the bracket. It's Phonetap upsetting Roger, and it's only an upset just because we're considering the recent performances of Roger, and a lot of the players even were pegging him as the favorite to win this event from the top 8 forward. So what's it like beating Roger? Did you expect that?
Well, I knew that I liked his handlock and his Druid especially. Since I took the Druid away, I felt those 2 matches. My Mech Shaman and my Hunter were really favored in those, so I was confident in those matchups. But yeah, beating Roger is so huge, man. He's such a good player. And yeah, basically everybody I've been playing has just been really good. Live coach, Silent Storm, so I'm glad I've been playing the best I can, and it's been working out, so.
Yesterday, I read on your social media that after the match is finished against Silent Storm and you advanced to the top 8, you ended up getting pretty emotional there. What's the status today? Are you able to keep it going? Because it seems like you're pretty strong here, even though despite a few nervous habits here and there.
Oh yeah, I was super emotional yesterday. I played everything went to all to game 5s. I've been playing. I played 3 best of 5s against really good players. It was a lot of mental strain on me, and the fact that I got through was just so huge for me. And now I got here and I advanced. It's pretty good.
Well, it's awesome, man. You won $2,200 so far, and you also gotten a pretty good chunk of World Championship points. Awesome to get a good start, but you're not done yet. You're going to be facing off against Demigod, who also took out Domdus. How do you feel like your chances are against him?
Well, his Paladin is definitely strong against most of my decks. The handlock and the control wear, I like those decks, so I should, if I can win against those decks, should be okay.
All right, and then the final thing is, do you have any words that you'd like to say in the event that you want to be able to address the people and the fans thus far and who are rooting for you? Because you seem to be one of those pretty adorable, lovable dark horses to go through. Because I don't know, I mean, you said yourself you weren't expecting to go this far. So let's hear some words for everybody here.
Thank you, everyone, for being here and coming to support the event. And thank you for all the love on the Twitter. It's incredible. I can't believe this is happening. And shout out to Sixo. He was calling me out yesterday saying I didn't give him a shout out. So here you go, man.
All right, Sixo. There's your camera time, buddy. And with that, we're halfway through the quarterfinals. It's been relatively quick pace, but we're just getting started. Up next, we have the bottom half of the bracket of Titan names. We have Kit Kats versus Trump coming up, and we're going to give it back to the desk to get ready for